Are you looking for a faster video? Well, today it's a live stream and I know you're probably looking for a really nice and tidy edited down video, but I have ways for you to make it faster. You can click that little gear on the YouTube settings right there on the video and adjust the playback speed, make me sound like a chipmunk, and it'll go a lot faster. You can also look and see if there's timestamps for this project in the description, and if you're on a desktop, you can hover over the time bar at the bottom of the screen and see if it's chunked up into chapters, and then that way you can go directly to the step you're looking for. And lastly, you can also tap on the screen on the right hand side of the video picture or on the left hand side to make the video jump ahead, forward or backward if you're on a mobile device. And you can adjust that amount in your settings so you can have complete control over how much it jumps. So if you are on a desktop, you can use the fast forward or the rewind, and that will make it go faster as well. You can also enable subtitles, and the little CC on the screen will enable closed captioning. That way, if I am a little bit harder to understand with that double playback speed, the subtitles might help you out. All right, well, I know that it's not a nice little edited video, but if you sew with me, we'll get there together and it'll be lots of fun. And now for the live stream. Happy sewing! Hello. How are you? How are you? Under 2 hours. It was quick. What are you trying to say? Mullen forgot about us? Wow. No worries, Susu. Thanks for saying hi. Hi, Delwyn. Hi, Shem. Hey, Anna. Hey, Martina. I love that your husband's like keeping you on task. Hi, Hannah. Hey, Danny. Hey, Aisha. And hi, Mullen. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, Heidi. I was just finishing getting my tension right because I'm going to use a slightly heavier top stitching thread. Of course, my machine's like, wah, I don't want to do that. So, it was too short. The cutting streams are supposed to be a little shorter unless I'm doing something like fitting. Hello, Made by Pam. How's it going? And then, you know, hi, Sue. And then, you know, sometimes it will, you know, take a little longer. But my idea is that it's manageable. I can't see the stitches, so I'm having trouble. I feel like I fixed it and then I made it worse because I was doubting it, you know. Let's do this one here. It's just so, you know, that looks pretty good. But I want it to look great. All right, that feels pretty good. All right. Hi, Michelle. Hey, Rachel. You're getting spoiled on the Zooms. I was just thinking today that I am working a lot. Like I'm constantly doing something, but I feel more relaxed. And it's twofold. One of them is I don't spend as much time on social media, not just like personally, but for work, because I have the Guild, and the Guild has taken that stress of social media out. And I love, love, love that. Like we've all realized, right? It's just like, oh, this isn't about that, you know, it's about a topic, not this other thing. And the other thing is doing the skill building session live, like working with you guys as it's unfolding is so much more rewarding because we're all in it together, and I'm not just like creating all this stuff in a vacuum and then just like dumping it on you guys, you know, like here's all this information. It's really good information. Good luck, you know. So it's like I'm steadily working, but it's like the way I've always wanted it to be, you know? So I would really like to get more time to do more uploaded videos, and maybe that'll mean reducing live streams. I mean, something's got to give, you know? But uploaded videos are really great, and then maybe just doing live streams once a month or something. So if I have the interaction with you guys with Zooms and the guild things, then I don't really feel the need to have as many live streams. So anyway, that's how I'm feeling. But you're here to sew partner overalls, or at least watch me do it, right? Let me get rid of this thing right here. And these are kind of cute. I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, but they have this nice little gathered, like a drawstring gathered detail. And look at the pockets. You see how the back goes onto one right back leg? So they're asymmetrical, and there's only one back pocket. I'm gonna put some knee pads on these as well. So, and that will be kind of the only mystery I do. And today I think I'm gonna get through the whole bottom portion of the pants. So we're gonna do pockets, the knee pads, and assembling the pants. And then Saturday we'll do the bib and the hardware. So, no, this is the Myosodis dress with the ruffles. I've done, and it has the big ruffle at the bottom. Wait, I don't even think you can see that. I don't know, Jim. I feel like the live streams are a pretty specific set of people. And while the live streams will attract new people, they're attracting new people for a sew-along. And then those folks are usually pretty disappointed it's not a 20-minute sew-along for a 4-hour project. So they just go elsewhere. And honestly, like, that doesn't bug me because they're just not our customer, right? They're not the kind of person who wants to work through it with me, or, you know, they want it kind of done for them. You know what I mean? So it's just a totally different type of person looking for content. They may not want that kind of social environment of a guild. I would probably shy away from that too myself. So, hi Nancy. Yeah, isn't this great? This is like it's like a watercolor print. It's double gauze, and I got it at Hearts Fabric. All right. I've also made the Myosodis without the ruffles. It looks like a completely different dress without the ruffles. And this has a hem ruffle and a sleeve ruffle. Hi, Terry. So I will say one thing about the Myosodis dress is it is extremely high-waisted. It definitely gives off that baby doll vibe. If you've ever heard of baby doll dresses, fully baby doll dress. I don't think I've heard people call it that, but maybe it's a generational thing. It's not my generation, but I just remember hearing that term in a lot of like vintage movies and things like that. So, and I like high-waisted things, probably to a fault. So, all right. The only thing I've done since we were here last is I marked some placements on my knees for some knee pads, and I cut a piece of fabric, piece of muslin to face the bib facings. Yeah, exactly, Mullen. Exactly. So if you like the live stream, it is your kind of place for the guild, or you like to talk about sewing and think about it, and you're interested in hearing lots of different ways to do something, because the guild's not about me. It's about everybody in there. I learned so much from everybody in there. You know, I'm learning about pattern companies and YouTubers and other ways to do the same exact technique. And so it's about finding what works for you. And I would very, very comfortably say all of us have benefited from it. And I say that even from a skill level standpoint. So that's awesome, Nancy. Nancy's OG. Okay, so this has these two really large patches along the front of the pants, and they also form the pocket. So let's see here. So this is the larger one right here, and so you can see this. This isn't the rise. It's near the rise. You know, it's kind of mimicking the silhouette of the pants. And so here is the little. I'm using a linen napkin for a facing. So it's lightweight, and we're going to line it. And then once I finish these 3 sides, then we're also going to turn under these sides here, and we're going to attach it to the pant. And I'm also going to do the knee pads too. So, oh, that's awesome, Aisha. That really had a big impact on my stream and the community, the Love to Sew interview. That was just some of the most interesting comments I got from people, like positive, and I really loved that. I feel like I have that is largely due to Beverly and maybe a few other people that may have like said, hey, you should check out this person, you know. Yeah, Rachel, I totally agree. Oh yeah, Archer button up. Yeah, that's a good. That one, Carolyn Pajamas is one of my most watched sew-alongs. I don't know how many people have stayed as far as the community goes because of that, but it is one of my most watched. So that's awesome. That was a really fun. It was for me at the time. It was so perfect because the stream was down because remember the rat who chewed through the Wi-Fi cords? We've had so many interesting things. And then I think I was also moving into this place. And so I was in between. And so it was really fun to be able to talk with someone about sewing directly. So yeah, I think you did too, Mullen. I really think you do. I think you've been here since about then too. All right, I'm just going to go through this really quickly, just in case someone is here for so long, because I feel like this is one of those garments that there's probably hasn't been as many people sewing it, even though it's really cute. So let's just try and stay in order. This is also a pattern. Where's this pattern company from, Mullen? Where's Ready to Sew from? So I also think that that's another reason because it's not, I don't think English is the first language, and so it'd be probably really helpful for some folks. Well, actually, I think it'd be helpful for anybody. I'm kind of saying this all not the way I mean. I mean, there's probably not a lot of sew-alongs of it. So. Okay. Line the top of the pocket. Oh yeah, we're gonna do the pocket. So. I just want to know the seam allowances. This is why I'm here. And I just, 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter? They're French? Oh. Wait. Wait, a centimeter? Oh, okay. Ooh, I was just doing some really bad conversions there, and I was thinking these were 1/4 inch seams. Oh, I wanted to also know, do we turn up this edge? I think we just leave this edge raw and unfinished so that it can lay flat, because it's going to get stitched down into the pocket shape. Yeah, 3/8 exactly. All right, let's do this. I'm going to use a contrast thread throughout. It already sounds funny. This linen's already kind of loosey-goosey too. We're going to go all the way around. All right, and then I'm going to do the other one too, and then we're going to clip the curves, trim it down, and turn it. Yeah, it does seem like it. I mean, I, for some reason, Shim, thought it was 1/4 inch. But you have to remember, all of my patterns are drafted with 1/4 inch seam. So it's not like, that's not a problem. I was just thinking that it's really uncommon for such a small seam allowance on something that like overalls, because this would be a really good pattern to do some flat felled seams, and you don't have enough for that. So I would be kind of disappointed if I hadn't like looked at that and that was my plan, because a flat felled seam would be more comfortable on something a little bit bulkier. And 3/8 inch is usually very typical for knits, not wovens. In the States, at least. I don't know why, I was just like, I was trying to apply a completely different conversion formula to 2.54 centimeter and making it 0.25 inches. Oh, that's funny, Michelle. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's certainly easier to do the math on metric. I think I forgot this one right here. Here, I forgot one. All right, let's go to the sewing machine. Yeah, it's so smart too. Shim, exactly. And you know, it's funny because when I was doing the, I'm gonna get some scissors over here and here. I'm gonna stand on this side. Oh, I thought I warmed you up. Come on, puppy. When I was just doing the latest video for the pants fitting thing, I was looking for the seam allowance of one of them, and I had to stop my video because I couldn't find it, which kind of surprised me. I'm just gonna clip this curve here. This is like on the edge of what I would trim down. I would might just trim this down a little bit narrower, but 3/8, it's fine. But the pattern, I've sewn that pattern before. It's the free range slags. And I know specifically that pattern has instructions for doing flat felled seams. But I could only find the seam allowance for 3/8 inch. So I couldn't like, I couldn't make that work in my head. I was like, what? So I just left it at 3/8. It doesn't matter. It's a fitting demonstration. I'm not actually making pants. Oh, really, Aisha? That's funny. Let's get my awl. Let's not forget it over here. Okay. I don't really want my, it's so funny I did this cute little lining. Well, you'll see it as the pocket facing, but I don't really want it to show on the right side. I just definitely didn't have enough fabric. And they do recommend using like a shirting or a lightweight woven for the linings. It's fractions, yeah. That's funny. I was watching a show, well, I wasn't really watching it, just it came on after something, and it was the Young Sheldon series, which is like the spinoff from Big Bang Theory, and he decides to do some sort of experiment on his twin sister where he's trying to, it involves teaching her math. He's like, anybody can learn this, and I'm going to prove it because, you know, he considers his sister far less intelligent than he is. And the way he teaches her fractions, you know, is with an actual pie, you know. You guys. Yeah, if you get into baking, same thing. It's all in metric. All right, so I'm just making sure I can see a little bit of my outer edge just kind of peeking out. I'm even gonna like wrinkle this right here like that. Just kind of floofing it right there to kind of encourage that. I don't mind if there's a wrinkle in this underneath. I mean, I mind on a deep level, but I would much rather it not show on the right side. So we're just gonna leave it like that. And then I'm gonna turn under these 3 sides too here. Thanks for adding all those patterns, Aisha. And Malin actually found a new pattern by this company, Ready to Sew, a pants pattern. And she added it for the Ask a Sew question show tomorrow morning. And yes, Nancy, you can still ask questions. I just needed something else, and I felt like that was a good one, you know. I remember that, Nancy. Poor Jimmy Carter. I feel like he lost it, right? He lost the battle with it. I can't really remember. All right. I'm going to make this a little bit more manageable. I normally wouldn't even press this first. Oh, but I will press this here. Well, maybe I didn't want to do that. Oh, well. All right, so we have one pocket. And then let's do this one here. Oh gosh, I'm in so many live chats where I'm one of the few Americans, and they'll be like, you know, hey, isn't it really hot where you live? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's 99 here today. And it always like just like terrifies them at first, and they're like, oh right, she's talking Fahrenheit. So I've learned that I just convert it first now. You're still in the quest for the perfect summer shift dress pattern. Shift, do you mean by shift something straight fitting with no flare? Like the actual style of a shift? Or do you just mean something simple and loose? No seams, no waist seam. Like a shift, I think of something straight, no waist seams. Because the uniform tunic could be a potential. The uniform tunic or the willow tank dress. I haven't sewn very many shifts. They are definitely not for my body type. I'm way too curvy for a shift. I have to have some sort of like, you know, like waist seam or structure or A-line, and shifts are usually straight. It's 4 degrees there this morning. Oh my gosh, Dylan. Yeah, it's even more confusing, right? Because you're in winter. Georgia by Elizabeth Suzanne. My iron feels really hot today. Maybe it's just me. I mean, it's like a heat wave here. I don't know why my iron would feel particularly hot. I can't think what the Georgia looks like. I got one of her, oh, I got the Sunday romper from the one of the Love Notions Friday sales. And then I know I got another dress and I can't think what it is. Oh, maybe I'm thinking the Wardrobe by Me. No, I didn't get that one. Huh. I blocked on my calendar tomorrow that I'm allowed to do whatever I want. It doesn't mean I won't work or do something for work sewing wise, but I'm allowed to do whatever I want for work or personally. I think what I'll probably end up doing, and this is like after the Ask a Sew Question show, I think what I'll end up doing is finish my Cameron button up, because that is fabric that I sewed a long time ago and it's for Minerva. Oh, that's what's going on there. Okay. And I want to convert it to a shacket. I just need to finish it so that it's done. Or at least put buttons and buttonholes on it. So, Elena, how's it going? Mostly lurking? Nice. The Willow tank, yeah, it has that pleat, which I kind of like. You love shaping with darts. Oh, yeah, and you were kind of betrayed recently by your Kielo wrap dress, right? Poor Nancy. Oh gosh, Anna, it's not very often. And if I hadn't finished some of the things I needed to finish, it wouldn't be true. So, but I've been chipping away at it. Last summer, and I don't do this all the time, but last summer, I took this like free class from Sarah Watts, which is like on her website for bullet journaling. I knew I did not want to do all that stuff for bullet journalers, and she's very no nonsense and simple about it. But what it did install in me was for a month or more, for more than a month, every morning at breakfast time would write down what I needed to do that day, and even like for a couple things for the next few days. And that reduced my anxiety. I had no idea I had anxiety about that. And it reduced my anxiety by so much. Just like going, oh, I can get 3 things done in a day. That's what I've learned, 3 things. Because each of my 3 things are usually pretty chunky. And so I write down 3 things. And I also know, like, if I'm streaming, streaming is like 1.5 of the things. At least, sometimes it's 2 of those 3 things. It's like units. And so this week I actually did that because I was a little bit like, okay, this whole new like, structure of skill building sessions. I need to make sure I'm, like on time, and so I mapped it out, and I just kind of like, it was so easy to stick to it. So yeah, exactly. It's like you got to like block it off or something. It's crazy. Yeah, Elena, mine's so big that I think it's perfect. I'm going to add a lining, but I have to remove the collar, the cuffs, and the placket to do it because it's completely done. You want a big neck. You don't want a big neck. You've been better just screaming last month. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know, Elena. I am so sorry to hear that. I'll literally start crying, sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, that is tough. Gets easier, but it's hard, yeah. I'm so sorry. You know me, I'm big on pets. All right, so I think this is the front, right? Yeah, all right, so let's do mark some positions here. This right here is the left leg, and it is the right leg that has the larger majiggy patch. All right, so let's mark this. I'm gonna mark right here, this little line here. Let's line this up with this And we'll get some chalk. I'm gonna mark that corner there. And I'm also gonna mark this juncture right down here. I'm just gonna tear the paper here. Like this, just make a stencil, you know? Pull it back. I don't know, can you see that? Sorry. So I just cut the paper at that little juncture, pull back, and now I have like a little stencil. All right, and then that's gonna be the same on both legs. Pants are so big. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's fine. It's for being the least sentimental person there is. Certain things like seeing other people cry. I'm always like, gosh darn it, Saremy, stop it. I'm watching a commercial. You know, the other weird thing, I've mentioned this before, I have is this is a really weird thing for me. And I think I mentioned this once in the live stream and someone else said, I have that too. If I'm driving down the street and there is like soccer fields and little kids are playing soccer or baseball or something, I instantly start crying. I do not know why. I think part of it is, like, I have a suspicion of what I think it is, and it's, for me, like, the kinds of stories that I love are when groups of people get together and they triumph over, you know, the oppressor or evil or the other team or whatever. That kind of thing just speaks to me so much. It's partly why I, you know, really got into, like, the whole Harry Potter story, right? Because I just loved that whole coming together. You know, so this is the right leg. So yeah, it's gonna go like that, but we're gonna need to do our side seam first. All right. And we need to do our knee patches. Well, I need to do my knee patches. It came on all by itself. Oh no, Sydney. How's it going? Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've had that too. I wish that would happen with our ice maker. Okay, so let me focus here for a second. I'm going to add some knee patches. Oh. Sorry, it's a big chunk to get out of the bin. Let's go over here. And I'm going to, I think, okay, so here is where I've measured my knee to be. And I think I'm just going to cut out, like, gosh, this little weird piece here, this could be good, except I think, would I want more than 2 layers of batting? Maybe I wouldn't. I'm gonna cut this chunk off. This might be really helpful. Okay. Sounds like it, Sydney. So let's see what we're thinking. Size-wise. All right. Winging it. So this right here is 8 inches by 6 inches for this little space here. So let's just maybe square this off. Do I have like a ruler nearby? No? Really? I'm just gonna, sorry, that might move the, will it move the camera? I'm not sure it will actually. We're just getting it kind of in the ballpark. I'm using the lines on the cutting mat. All right, and then this is 6 inches here. So let's do that. All right, so now we have this little rectangle. Hey, Fiona. Oh my goodness, Fiona. That would scare me. Maybe I can get 3 layers if I do this. Make this a little bit smaller. Okay, let's do that. Can do this right up to there and there. All right, so I'm going to cut this apart just like that. And now we have a third layer, which is kind of nice. I got to be able to quilt it, you know. Eight. All right, so I'm just going to do one side like that. And then we'll fold this over and use it as a template. Like that. See, this is exactly what I mean by, yeah, could I pass an upper level entrance exam for geometry? Nope. Can I apply the you know, the things you use geometry for in a real life setting? Yep. All right, so now we have this. Let's round this a little bit more. Oh, I really want to jump on this Critical Role train, Mullen. I got to catch up. I just got to get it queued up and figure out how to listen. Hey, Libby. Howdy, partner. Oh, I can't watch that either. Okay. I can see the chat moving so much out of the corner of my eye, but I have no idea all of what you're talking about. It's nice you guys can entertain yourselves so easily. That's why you come here, right? You entertain yourselves. I could overlock these together. That would kind of make them stable, huh? What do we think about that idea? I kind of like that idea. I'm going to do it. Oh, Critical Role. Let us tell you about Critical Role, Shem. And I don't want you to immediately dismiss it because of the first words I'm about to say. But it is a group of people who play Dungeons and Dragons together. And I found it because one of the people who play it is a voice actress for something I really, really like. And I just found it by accident. And then all of them are voice actors and actors that play together. And it's become this really huge thing. They're actually the #1 watched Twitch stream. How wholesome is that? Ooh, this was so satisfying. Look, I'm so happy. Okay. All right. I don't think that this is enough padding, by the way, to like have true, you know, knee pads, but I do think that it's going to be enough just for kneeling down occasionally, you know. And then remember, my patch is going over this, so I'm not really worried about the batting being exposed. So it's a Twitch stream. Hey, Missy. It's a Twitch stream, and it they have it on YouTube, and they have a website. So, and Anna is our ambassador. Me and Mullen are trying to get into it. Because, you know, remember, it's D&D, but remember, they're voice actors. It's really good. I have no idea what's going on when I sometimes put it on, and it's so captivating. And it's gotten, like, it was so tiny, and it's huge now, like, as far as, like, the world and the things they use in it, and they're, like, whole, like, the board, you know, all the little pieces they have are really cool. I don't know. Anyway, I'm really behind on chat. Let me know if I need to answer any questions. If someone asks a question, please tell me, you guys. There you go, Shem. I like that. That's, oh, hi, Carrie. How's it going? Oh, yeah, exactly, Anna. Yeah, they don't interact with chat. So it is a live stream, Shem, but they're not interacting with chat. Chat is interacting with chat, but that's about it. All right, so I'm going to sew this on, but I really want to sew it from the right side. So let's see if I can do that. All right, so here goes nothing. I'm just feeling my curve here. I think an easier way to do this, if you wanted, is making it square and go all the way to the side seams. The drawbacks to that are the patch aren't going to cover up your batting, but at least you can kind of be less specific about the location, right? And I'm going to quilt it too a little bit just to make sure the batting kind of behaves a little bit. It's okay, Shem. Oh, let's do some guidelines. Something like this. Do we think this is too cutesy? Is this too Becky home-ecky? Sorry to the Beckys out there. What do we think? Collage Gather top by Matchy Sewing Club. It might be live right now, Aisha. It's on Thursdays, and then they replay it on Fridays. I'm thinking, Michelle, that it's going to stabilize my batting. I don't think you'd have to do that much. In fact, I think it might diminish some of the padding by doing this much. Not too home eccy. You guys are so chatty today. I love it. Okay. Let's do this. I feel like it's not very creative, this design, you know? Because remember, if this is washing with the pant, I'm going to want to stabilize this batting. Almost got a tuck there. Got to watch it. Okay. I like the idea of this. This is my experiment on these. If I really don't like this, I can just take it out. It's a lot of stitching, but I can take it out. They're gardening pants, you know? But if I do really like these, I'm going to do this on my Sequoia cargo pants. Oh, guess what? They shrank a little bit in the wash. I was kind of hoping they would, because sometimes elastic can shrink. It's like you don't want it to shrink when it does, right? But this time I did want it to, and it did. I felt like there were so many variables. The fabric had only been washed probably once. The 1x1 rib waistband was cotton, and the elastic can shrink too, and it a little bit of each did, and it fits great. So I'm really glad I didn't change them before I washed them. All right, there we go. I think this is gonna be nice. Okay, let's do this one here, and then we'll continue with the construction of our pants the way they were designed. Just in case you're like, get back to the sewing of the way they are. Sorry, I gave you that witchy voice. I'm just feeling the padding under there. I'm hoping I'm staying, you know, within the serging of the edge there. If it's not perfect, it's fine. But I don't really want anything like flapping, you know, like big. But this actually was pretty easy. Your machine likes to stay on top of whatever it's sewing, you know. Unless it is too close to the edge and it falls off, then it wants to go off, right? But if it's on it, it kind of stays on there. Yeah, Aisha, if you are in the guild and you use that search thing for Critical Role, you'll come up with Anna's post, and she kind of explains in the comments there where to start. Like, if you want to go this route, do this. If you want the longer route, go this way. Like I said, she's our little ambassador. And she's not the only one I know that watches it. There's a gal who sometimes comes to the chat, Melinda. She watches it too, because we've talked about it. I haven't seen her in a bit. She's actually in another Mighty Network sewing community. So she's busy with that. Let's see here. Man, if you do the Choco liner one direction with the wheel, it doesn't really like to change, you know? You gotta get it kind of like geared up to do it. Yeah, that's great, Anna. Yeah, we have a whole non-sewing topic. I should have posted my salad I made in there last night. My favorite thing right now when I make a salad, I'm one of those weirdos though that eats pure arugula for all of my lettuce leaves. I don't use any lettuce, so I know that that's kind of out for most people. But whatever your lettuce is. And my thing right now, I don't also am one of those weirdos that doesn't eat salad dressing. I just don't really, it's fine. I just don't like it saturating the salad. I don't know. I just like I like toppings. So I've been doing a lot of pickled things instead, and I've always never done dressing. But instead of dressing, it actually is easier if someone's really into dressing. But yeah, I've been doing I do everything pickled that's in the fridge. You know, so there's pickles, olives, pickled carrots, pickled red onion. Everything goes on there. I put 1/4 of an avocado and normally I would put nuts on there, but I forgot. I steal them out of my granola. I make extra in my granola and then I just steal them out of there. Here we go. All right. We're ready to put these on. Exactly, Carrie. I totally agree, Carrie. Their reactions. Lower Decks. Oh, is that another podcast? I didn't, Sydney. He's kind of like a divisive figure. Oh, it's the best Star Trek show ever, in my opinion. Wait. Which one is? Lower Decks is? Wait, what? Guild article on Critical Role. I love it. Yeah. Hey, we like things. We need things while we're sewing. It's fully legit. I think that's how it started. All right, so all that and no one's going to see it. I just realized. So let me I'm going to take a little quick picture of this. I'm going to take a picture of my padded knees because they're not going to be visible. Oh, you know what? I did this on the wrong side. All of that. And I just did this on the wrong side, you guys, because you know what? I am blaming all of you. You guys are not helping me today. These patches are going to cover this. But in my head, I was thinking of them covering the inside of the pant. And they're not. They're covering the outside. So this is still exposed on the inside. You guys are fired. Wow. All right. Just keep talking about Star Trek. I'll just sit here figuring out what to do. I need to know, right? This is the left front, and the left front is the smaller one. I didn't do it on the back. I just see, look, my patch is covering it, right? Something I totally knew would happen. But maybe I'll just make this shorter like this. I was thinking this was covering it from the inside. I don't know why. The whole time I knew this was a pocket on the outside. I really convinced myself of something else. You know what I mean? I think I'll do that. I'll just shorten the leg, the outer patch thing. Yeah, it's because of the delay, Shim. I know. I can't keep track. I love Star Trek. I'm not a Trekkie, true Trekkie. I just love it. Next Generation was like my gateway. It gets so close to the side seam there. Is it supposed to go in the side seam? No. I don't think so. Let's see. Ugh, I keep turning the pages of this. It's the exact same spot. I wish I'd leave it open. Oh yeah, it goes, oh yeah. Okay, I did something wrong. You guys, I'm failing. I'm on live chat. I just, I'm not seeing where this is going on to the pant. I thought it was like right there. Yeah, so you know what? This goes, I'm pretty sure this goes up to the side seam here. So right here, this doesn't need to be sewn. So, sorry. Just blame it on my chat. I'm sorry. I know you're here. You're like, oh God, it's this crazy live streaming lady who doesn't do edited sew-throughs. Dang it. I don't want to just run my seam ripper up because I know this fabric is just too lightweight compared to the denim. You guys are all nerds. Like, I knew there was a nerd quotient, but not like this much. I know Ray's watching going, ooh, look at all these nerds. Oh, really? See, everyone, like, I feel like people were kind of divided on Deep Space Nine, but I really liked it. That's so true, Danny. Remember when it wasn't like that? Oh, is it? I have it on my to-watch list, Michelle. That's good to know. I'm just going to reinforce this corner here because I just took out the seam right there at the top, and we'll iron this flat. All right, because this side goes in the side seam. I think it's only the case on this one though. So what do you guys think? Do you think I should like shorten the patches? I should have done it maybe through the patch. Should I leave it exposed? Wow, Sydney, that's rude. Oh, shoot, Missy, shoot. I'm asking a question. Above, or should I just cover it up? It actually is a little too short for that. Should I cut a circle out like this? No, I'm just teasing. Right, Aisha, that's always what sucks me in too. It's sad too, because you know some people are like, just give it a shot. You got to get into it. And I'm like, yeah, have you seen how much stuff there is? That's how I feel about the science fiction book I'm listening to. I'm like, oh God, there's just so many people, and they're all living in different worlds. They're all at different times, and they are not interacting with each other yet. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I'm listening to this. Okay, so this is going to go here. So my question is, this is where my patch is going to land, right here. Well, it's true for knitting, Nancy. There's a lot of knitters also who are mathematicians, math professors, and musicians. Yeah, I know, Michelle. I was thinking the same, but I do have this. I mean, I have all that thickness there. You know? I could put this on the inside. I could cut it off and then put it on the inside. I could do that, Eliza. Just go through it like this. Yeah, sometimes, Aisha, I can't either. I need some sort of event or something I need a thread. You know what I mean? What book am I listening to? Off Armageddon Reef. I can't believe I just remembered that. Yeah, exactly. He's hit and miss for me. I've listened to a lot of his books, though. Really? Was it? Well, that's interesting, Shem. Okay, I'm just going to go to the back pocket while we think about this because we're not making any progress right now. All right, so this goes on here. We have the back pocket, and it is the back leg. There's the marking, I think, right there. Okay, but it's interesting that they gave you this leg. It's not on this leg. It's on the other leg. So, in other words, the pattern piece they gave you, this back pocket is on the other back leg. So make sure you flip it over. Oof, sorry. These pieces are huge. And then I'm gonna fold it on the line. My paper is overlapped right where it's at. Okay, like that, and like that. Did you do like I've read the Witcher books, which are actually pretty funny. And I've seen the series, but I haven't played the game. I want to, I just haven't gotten to it, you know? Same with God of War. Those are actually really good books too. And that's a video game as well. There's a lot of them. It always cracks me up when people are so anti-video games, but they watch TV shows. I'm like, well, you know. I'm listening to a series written by Brandon Sanderson that my sister turned me on to. I don't know the seam allowance on this. I'm just going to, yeah, the Witcher books are actually pretty good. They're funny, just like the show is, you know. I liked them. Turn the pocket right side and press the other side. Start by folding the side edge of the pocket. From the first row of top stitching should be 8 millimeters, and the second row fit for. Oh, here's the seam allowance, 1.5 centimeters. Okay. Just making sure. I just want to make sure it wasn't like 2 inches or a 1/4 inch or something. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think there's definitely people can have strong feelings about video games when they're interfering with someone's life. When someone's not like, you know, going to have a job, support themselves, then I think, yes, there are legitimate. But that can be said about lots of things. So, but other than that, I love it. Because, you know, like, it's interactive, which I love. I'm not just sitting there. I can't just sit there and watch TV anymore. I'm just like, I just can't do that. So I don't. That's why I started playing. And it's interesting because we have such amazing conversations, because there'll be like something in the game we're all like, well, and then we talk about it, and like there's a lot of educational things though. So anyway. Wait, Shem has a factoid. Maintenance phase. The myth bust common health. Oh, interesting. That sounds good. Yeah, God of War is a book series. I think that it came out after the video game, so it's a book based on the video game. But the audiobook is narrated by the head. It's a good voice. Right, Michelle? Exactly. Yeah, yeah, I agree, Beverly. Hi, Beverly. Yes, pockets are valuable real estate. Well, Michelle, if you want any tips on that, I can totally help you out, like what kinds of games, because I know a lot of people who get into them, they don't have to play multiplayer. But multiplayer is where you can kind of meet people, you know? Like, I have a friend that I know she would much rather be playing The Sims all the time. But it's better on a mouse and keyboard, not PlayStation, so she doesn't. And she wants to hang out with us. And I feel bad. Like, I feel like this looks like a bib pocket. This is not a back pocket. Is it a back pocket? This is not a back pocket. I just feel a little bit like I'm failing today. There's just too much stuff over here. Overall's always so big. All right, pocket, pocket, pocket. Where? I want to know. I want to see the bib pocket. That's the bib pocket. Huh. That is a very wide back pocket. Do we all agree on that? Like, I think that it would look a little better maybe like this. What do you guys think? Oh, it takes two, Martina? Yes, I totally agree. Except the couple drives me crazy. The wife drives me crazy in it. But I totally agree with you. It is so... But if you're new to video games, don't play it until you've played some video games, because there's a lot of... you have to know how to use your controller. You got the same. Thank you. No, you don't. I mean, I do PlayStation, so you don't have to worry about anything. Yeah. This pocket is it's just too wide. I'm gonna chop it down. Like, I think I'm gonna make it like, I mean, I'm gonna chop a lot off of it. I'm gonna chop like that much off of it, you guys. Bye. Executive decisions have been made. You know? That is a big pocket. Taste of the past. Ooh, okay, that's cool. You like the fold? This is a very weird wide pocket. Malin, you've made this. Wasn't it huge for you? Did I cut it wrong? Y'all watched me cut it yesterday. Oh, I could have pleated it. You're right. I'm not going to though. It's done because I'm in the future. Sorry. There goes the pocket. Exactly. I'll do a double row of stitching though. I think a cargo would have been a good choice, kind of. The back pocket, you don't really want something too bulky back there, you know. And I have my little my tool apron now that I wear. It was definitely big enough for a pleat though. Maybe it'll be a proportion thing and it won't look quite right along the back. But I know also that the side pocket's going to come around, so... I just finished a really big game. And the joke is that I've got over 200 hours in it and I don't recommend it. Just because I like sometimes finishing a game for the trophies. I'm not a trophy hunter, but some games I like. And that one, I wanted the platinum, so I got it. But so it took me 200 hours. It doesn't take that long to finish the story. But I wouldn't play that game for the story. It's an open world. It was an Assassin's Creed game, the Valhalla one. I'm using this top stitching thread from Waywack. They have this like little package where you could get it. It's called Perform X. So it's specifically for top stitching things like jeans and denim because it's a cotton wrapped polyester. So it's got that strong core. Yeah, you want to see the pattern piece now? It's probably right here. Let's see. Here it is. But yeah, that was... Yeah, I don't think I cut it out wrong. There's all the seam allowance, so it's just a really huge pocket. This looks a little better though. Yeah. I was listening, sorry, I just hiccuped. I was listening to the, what's Maria's podcast? So Organized Style, is that what it is? She was interviewing someone, and I'm pretty sure she was older than me, about basically like internet safety and logging into your Instagram account and other accounts and things like that. And she's a gamer. And I was like, that's right. Why might that be? It just makes thread balls. Mono pocket. Yeah, it did, Sydney. Kind of. Just makes thread ball. Is it a very good quality by any chance? Some thread is threadier and it does kind of pill a little bit, and that's just not the greatest quality sometimes. I've had cones like that and I just couldn't. I had to use it and it was awful. Oh, you guys are fixated on this pocket. Okay. Search the sides and bottoms of the pocket. Press the top of the pocket to the wrong side by 1 centimeter. Turn the pocket over so you can see the front and press the top down by 1.5 centimeters. Right sides together. So you kind of do the Wardrobe by Me style where you go right sides and turn it like that. Turn it right side out. I mean, this is it. Basically, you hem it. Position it. It looks really close to the fly there. I mean, the back rise. You don't know, Missy? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've had that problem. I had to stop using one brand when we had the factory because it was getting so much fuzz right here. So I feel you on that. We couldn't use it on the binding machine. That's a good, you could try a larger needle eye. That's a really good suggestion, Beverly. I would have never thought of that. Yeah, maybe try that, Missy. A larger needle eye. Needle, you'd probably have to use a larger needle though. Okay, so let me get some of these things off of my table here. I feel like I've gotten nothing done. Oh man. All right, now we're gonna start assembling the pants together with right sides together, so the center front leg piece. Okay. And then we're gonna sew, well, I think I'll do that left pocket. Okay. All right, I'm going to do the left leg. This is the back. I'm going to set that there. This is the right leg. And this is the left leg. So we're going to attach this pocket on here. Now we need to decide, what are we doing? I know, Shem. I swear it's the pattern piece, though. People don't always use the pattern pieces to do their digital illustrations. So then they're not in proportion. So, you know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna just tack this pocket at the side seam here. Inside the seam allowance. But I need to decide what I'm gonna do down here. I'm kind of regretting my knee patches, and I don't want to regret my knee patches. Let's pin it like this and see what you guys think. I'm gonna do the full screen thing. Would this look strange? If I stopped short for the pant leg. I could even put it on my dress form here. Hello. Can you see that? Or should I just cover them up? It's the bottom of the patch. The pocket stops a little bit higher, Shem. Nice, Sydney. Go get your food. You just go order yourself whatever food you want. You like it stopping short like that? Can I raise what an inch? Can I raise the bottom edge of this right here an inch? I could. Cover up the patch or in the patch a bit higher up. What if I just ended it where the pocket is? I am kind of doubting this whole patch right now. Can we see it covered up? Yeah. Okay, so here is it a little bit higher up. Did it just fold down? Oh man. Okay, well this is what it looks like covered up. But it the bottom of the knee would show. Because I didn't think about the patch in relation to this, unfortunately. End it where the pocket is. Can that just be a front patch pocket and not so long? End it where the pocket is. I think the patch is there for just some durability. I'm looking for the pattern piece to know where, because remember I had them here. Where'd they go? Is this them right here? Well, I have the bottom of the pocket. So the bottom of the pocket, I don't know, Missy, I don't know. The bottom of the pocket is right up here. It's right here. So let me fold this up. I think this is what you guys are gonna vote for. If it was just a patch pocket like this. I mean, these are gonna be my outdoor work pants, so. I think it should be up higher. Yeah. I actually just want to change this whole pocket. You know? Like maybe just straighten it right here and get rid of this. All the way to the bottom. Just like get rid of all that. You guys think of that? Just get rid of this. Yeah, I think that looks better too. Well, gosh, look at all this fabric. What I could do with this though is I could make a patch on the inside and cover up I would have enough fabric for that. You like the full huge patch all the way down? I do too, Malin. I think my problem is that I wasn't smart and it ends like right there. The curve of the pocket on the center front. Okay, I can explain that, Shem. This is what I think. I think that when they designed this and they put a draw cord in the waist, they found that putting a pocket right here made it go like this. Yeah, that's true. Hi, Elizabeth. I have like scraps of fabric left. All right, so we're gonna do a poll. We're gonna do a poll. I want everyone to answer. It's gonna be in the chat. And I'm gonna make this so that one of the answers is, if you answer yes, I'm going to lengthen this patch and cover up the knee pad. If you answer no, I'm going to shorten it to the length of the pocket. All right, so the poll is live, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there it is, in the chat. Everyone needs to answer. It's the curve on the left you don't. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think it's just to mirror image the silhouette of it. Normally this would just go to the seam here. But I'm sold on the look now. Make sure you guys are answering the poll. I'll have to add a piece of fabric. But we can make it look cool. No one will know there's a patch under there. Let's see. No, I don't want to end it. I want to look. All right, so there's a poll in the chat. So look for it and you answer yes or no. We'll give you guys a couple more minutes and then maybe start shopping my stash. Not my stash. Let me go find the scraps. This is why we saved them, remember? I was like, we're saving these scraps. We knew. If I match the fabric really well, it'll be pretty invisible. Oh, interesting, Michelle. You had to close the chat and come back to find the poll. Oh, okay. So everybody, don't you dare make this 50-50, you guys. Don't you dare make this 50-50. Only 24 votes, 39 viewers. I'm calling you out. All right. And then, yeah, so then I would make a piece that, you know, basically made this longer. Oh, thanks, Shem. I love that you do that. That was always Ray's little thing she would do. And aren't you glad I'm dragging this out today, Shem? Okay, no more answers anymore. I'll do it until it says 3 minutes ago because it says 2 minutes ago. I'd vote, but I'm still crafting the CR for the guild. Okay, you vote. Okay, you have 3 screens, so 36 viewers. Ray. Hi, Ray. No worries, Anna. My patches aren't long enough on the leg to cover up my knee patches, all right? So the idea is I sew a piece of fabric, cover it up, stick with the same integrity of the original design. Or I shorten this whole patch to the size of the pocket way up here, like that. Those are the 2 options. I have a label ready. I already pinned it to the back. All right, I'm ending the poll. All right, so we're gonna lengthen. We're gonna lengthen. That's great. It'll still look like the, there it is. What if you turn it into 2 pockets? Missy. Missy. Can't add a wrench into the whole thing. This is so close to covering it up. What if I just lowered the pocket a little bit? Look at how close we are. What if I just lowered the pocket a little bit? And then we don't even have to lengthen it. Yeah, yes, Gemini, man. He's got a little microphone in here so he hears what I'm about to say. You guys are going to hear. Hi, Brinja. How's it going? Michelle? I don't understand the 2 pocket idea. Like, do you mean like adding, I don't have any fabric. Do you mean like where would the other pocket be? I guess I don't know where that's at. All right, so let's see. We're gonna put this like right at the edge there. Just like this. Gone. Gone, but not forgotten. Well, I think that I'm only lowering it about 3/4 of an inch. It's not too bad. Okay, fine. I won't yank on that. So, I don't know. I don't think so. Well, the pocket is this deep. Remember, I have a lining. So cut off at the bottom of the existing pocket and then take the rest and lower it to cover. Well, that's what I proposed earlier. You guys are changing your mind. You wanted the full length thing. Split the patch and make cargo right into the patch. I mean, I could. No, but the poll was to lengthen it. You said you wanted to lengthen it. The poll says, should I do the full length patch over the knee? And you all voted 61% yes. I'm going by what you guys told me. Now you're changing. You want me to cut it off and make another pocket with it. But I could. You're right, Missy. That was one of my ideas, was that if we shortened it, I would just use that little bit and cover up my patch on the inside. Ooh, you guys. I'm going to put you all in timeout. Let's just relax that a little bit there. Okay, so now I think we're ready to stitch this down, and we're going to stitch it all the way around, plus we need to go across the bottom of the pocket right here. So I'm going to make sure that this is nice and flat. And actually, I think I'm going to iron across that so I have a line. Well, I should, but it really is only like 3/4 of an inch different, so I just thought I'd drop the pocket. Like, they're just work pants, you know? Like, I don't really want to sweat it that much. I hate to say it, but, like, the whole thing about the hem of these pants already makes me a little bit nervous about how great they're going to fit. So, you know. Okay. Dropping it works, but I think the pocket would be too low. You think so? I'm not sure. I agree, it's a risk. We could pin them together and try. Right? Well, it's not a pocket, it's a, yeah, exactly, Elena, but it is functional in that it'll be a nice reinforced leg for working outside, you know, like Carhartts and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say they're just for show, for what I'm using for. Maybe they were for the design. Yeah, exactly, Elena. It's very true. So if this is my, let's just see here. I mean, yeah, there's a chance that they could be a little bit low. Where's the pocket's so deep? I think honestly what I would do is just make the pocket less deep. I would shorten it. Yeah, but I have so much blackberry where I live. I have blackberry, poison oak, and rattlesnake, so I'm all about a second layer. Granted, the second layer is a little high for a rattlesnake, so. It's not one big pocket, no. Yeah, that's a good point, Aisha, though. So I think that if this is a little bit low, I can shorten the pocket depth. Yeah, exactly. This has been one of our most controversial sews ever. Yeah, so like when I made the Blanca flight suit, Missy, I reinforced the arms with Cordura on the inside, and it's been awesome. No, exactly, Elena. No, you actually nailed it. I think you're right. They do add some design details that don't have to be functional. They could be just for look, but for me, this is going to be functional. I think it'll be hot too. Definitely going to be hot. All right, are we sewing? Do I have permission to sew? Do I have permission? Wah. All right. This is right on the edge of my knee patch there. I do appreciate that, Aisha. I asked, right? I'm the dingbat who just went headlong into my knee patches without thinking about I thought this was longer. And I also thought it was, I thought it was on the inside too. All right, so there's my ironed crease. Oh, you know what? Shoot. I need to top stitch the pocket opening. Oh, I am just sorry for whoever is here for a instructions. Just find someone better than me. Just go somewhere else. Someone who doesn't have a chat. Because they're awesome, but apparently I'm listening to them and not doing a good enough job here. Oh, I should have started down here. I should have started down up there because this now goes into the side seam. I'm going to double stitch it just for the look. I knew it ran out of bobbin. Wow. The sewing fairy is really not on my side today. Exactly. And then I was like, wait a minute, is anyone paying attention? All right, so we'll hand tie this one. Since okay. Just pulling the bobbin to the back here. All right. We'll just hand tie it. I hate the hand tied things like this right here. But later on, I can take a needle and I'll take this little tail and put it inside the pocket lining. There we go. But then now I don't have a back stitch right there. You know, it's continuous. All right, so let's finish sewing this on. Well, you know, nerds can multitask. I have complete faith. But it's true. I was like, eyes on me. I always recover. Right? This is such a perfect example of, you know, when people say to me, I don't know how you can sew and live stream at the same time. We all know the truth. Can I though? You know? Still gotta go across my pocket. Now to go across the bottom of the pocket, you could do a matching thread so it doesn't show. That would be kind of slick because it looks kind of like magic, you know? Okay, I don't want this to push my presser foot off the edge there. All right. Yeah? So you guys are doing it on purpose. That's what you're saying, aren't you? Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. You're like, well, what can we do to distract her? So what do you think? I think matching thread right here would look kind of more mysterious, you know? Nothing is hidden. It's so true. Do I have a thread color over here that'll work? This one's kind of like, this is what I'm using in the serger, and it's actually not too bad. We'll use this one really quick. We don't need to change the bobbin. Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it? I think the contrast stitching on this denim that Libby gave me is like a good, because it's got the white thread woven in it, you know, so it kind of picks up on that, you know. Oh, I'm glad, Malin. I'm glad, Malin, yeah. Me too. All right, we're gonna, actually, I'm gonna go above that. Above the crease because, well, I need a seam allowance, you know. All right, I'm gonna double check that I caught it all too. See that lining in there? And then now you have this like mysterious pocket, but I do think it's way too deep. So I'm gonna do another row. I'm gonna do another row, and I think I'm gonna do it like, maybe like right here, like 2 inches higher. That's just me. Deep, having pockets that are too deep is not good. They're really annoying, and if things slip down to the thigh, it's kind of uncomfortable and you can't walk that well. But there we go. Can't even see it. Yeah, okay. So where are we at on these poor instructions? I think you're supposed to do something down there. Oops, I didn't do that. All right. You could do bar tacks if you like. I'm not doing any bar tacks because my machine doesn't do that. But I could do some, you know, at the corners here when I put my cream thread back on. All right, so we're gonna sew our pants together. Oh, here we go, okay. We're gonna pin the right front leg to the back right leg. All right. Back right leg, which is the one without the pocket. And it's gonna go to the other front. All right, here's the front, here's the back, and I'm gonna do a seam and overlock it. Maybe I want to cover up my knee patches now. Oh, I don't have any fabric for that, but I could do something. Even if it's just something across side seam to side seam that doesn't show, you know what I mean? Just even, it doesn't even have to be top stitch on top, just on the side seam, just like a little piece of fabric to protect my batting. It's so soft and gushy. I like it. What could we use? We have, what was the fabric I just used? I used the blue and what was the bib? Oh yeah, so we don't want to use that stuff. I could use a piece of muslin. Let's see, are these pieces big enough? I don't think so. Well, we could make a patch. Go make a coffee and come back. I'm about to distract myself making patches. Yeah, just always ask. I'll tell you. You can go make a coffee and come back. I'd like one too. I'm going to pin this on here. Doing this also a little retroactively, unfortunately. Just seeing if my patch is all on there around the edges there. Yep. 2 layers. Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna cut this off without cutting the pant. Now that I know I need fabric to protect it. Oh gosh, I can totally relate to that, Shim. When we got married, our gift to ourselves was a nice espresso machine, like a super automatic. So it's like does it at a touch of a button. But we are coffee drinkers, and the good news is that the company you buy it from, like if something goes wrong, they'll replace it, or even if yours is just like, okay, it's finally time to retire it, they'll let you like give you deals on refurbished ones or buying a new one or whatever, which is really nice. So that is kind of cool. And it's not like it doesn't do everything, like it doesn't do like milk automatically. Like you can buy them where they have like little coolers of milk in there. Okay. Phew, the Cricket World article is posted in the Guild. It's like, nice. Oh, Anna, thank you. Completely off topic, but can Guild members give me opinion on my bias question when the stream is over? Contrast bias edge or suck it up, make the bias from the short bits of scraps I have? She already has my opinion. She didn't like it, so she wants yours now. No, I'm just teasing. Yes, exactly, Shem. Yeah, so I really like Americanos, so I think that's why it works really well for me, you know. Okay, let's trim these little hems off because it was a linen napkin. These things are going to be the first to give out, man. I should probably interface these. Now my knee patches are getting kind of beefy. It's a good thing I don't call these things tutorials, right? I thought we had convinced her too. Rachel, post a picture of the piece of fabric you have to work with. I think that would help us be more sympathetic if we're just like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. Or yeah, you can do it, you know. But you can get a lot of bias from a piece. If it's 8 inches by 20 inches, you can get a lot of pieces by that. 8 inches is going to give you like a diagonal. You know, Rachel, it doesn't have to be on the true bias. Anything off grain is on the bias. Anything. You can get a very long strip in an 8-inch width. You could go corner to corner almost. I knew it. I say you have enough fabric to use the matching bias. I'm on your side. Okay, so I'm going to use a marker now. I went to use my knee placements from my sequoias that I had done. I had drawn on there, forgetting I had washed them and they were completely gone. So the washable marker works really good on that denim. I'm just gonna get this a little closer, that's all. Okay, and then I'm going to do a little notch here. Okay. I mean, this, I just cut 2, so, you know, it's not going to be quite the same for the other one, but it'll be close. What's his opinion? What does he think you should do? He doesn't think you should, or he does? He knows something we don't, I think. I think your husband knows something we don't. All right. See, I told you there's time for a coffee because we're just, you know, we're chilling. Let me get some interfacing. Let's see here. This will work. Wait. There we go. Okay. He is the same. I'm just waiting for one of your all's spouses to type in chat, you know, something like, Shem, it's time to go. Or, you know, Rachel's husband's going to be like, she just doesn't want to sew the binding. She's not telling you guys. Remember when Loki had to go to the vet? Like, he had an emergency thing. And I was like, what is happening? And I was getting all those calls from Cricket and Michael. And I was like, what's going on? Wait, what's going on? You know? And then they both were in the chat. Like, oh, he got stung by a bee and he had to go to the emergency vet. It was so funny. They're like, no, you don't have to stop streaming. Yeah, exactly, Shim. Tell him to stop staring and go get the coffee. Oh, so you're doing a bias finish instead? Oh, that would be my husband, Sydney, for sure. For sure. He has a hand grinder. That's what he uses. Whoa. Oh, no. He wanted you to know that what he's doing while you're off playing. Had I known, I could have done this on the batting, right? Yeah, right now our super automatic, we were on our second one. We got married a while ago, and I just was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to replace it. Like, I don't, it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be espresso. I miss having espresso, like say if I want an iced mocha or an iced Americano. It is a little bit more work to make one. But now I just do pour over now. Our coffee thing is really simple now. Just pour over. And I make 2 in the morning, or my husband does for me. We'll make 2 coffees, and I put 1 in the fridge, and I drink it as an iced coffee later. It's my second coffee, so that's what I do now. No, I don't think the buy is so bad. I just don't, you know, it's not completely necessary, right? All right, so this one hasn't been stitched down, so I'm just going to stitch. We know this isn't going to show, so I can actually just stitch it right here, just like this right now. All right. Actually, you know what? Do I want to do that? I guess I could. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm putting a second line of cream bobbin stitches on the other side. That's why I was like, but that is going to be under the patch, so. Okay, now what to do about this one? This one, I think I'm gonna have to try and edge stitch on, and wish me luck. Wish me luck. This one will be a little trickier. This is one of those things where it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Broke my thread. Did you get your coffee yet, Shem? I'm almost ready to keep sewing the pants together. I'd like to ask you kindly not to break the thread again. I don't know why you did that. It's not even that thick. Can I get this to reach? I might not be able to, but that's okay. You can even just go as far as I can. And maybe I could just hand stitch those right there. Yeah, it broke the thread again. It's because I'm pulling on it. I'm kind of torquing it a little bit. That's okay. They're looking kind of cute, you know? Not Becky Homecky at all. Oh, that's interesting, Elena. I've actually thought about doing that too. I mean, it's a very much like a combination of a pour over and a French press. Hand stitch. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So now I need both my pants that don't have a pocket on them. And it's these two. We're going to sew the out seam together. so that we can put on our other big patch and pocket combo here. So let's put the cream back on. We don't need this until we do our pocket bottom again. Oh, I know why this is breaking. Because I have the tension cranked down for this heavier thread. And that purple thread isn't a heavy thread. I have a little like, oh, here it is. I couldn't find this earlier. All right. Okay, so we're doing this big out seam. And it is the, pretty sure the right front, right back. Oh, I think we have that thing too, and it is incredible. Right, Elena? Like, isn't that thing like amazing? It'll do cold or hot milk. My husband discovered it when he was traveling. It was in like one of the little like places he stayed. And he was like, oh, I'm getting this thing. Yeah. Exactly, Elena. We have all those things too. But we just go back to pour over. I like good coffee, but I don't need all that stuff. It's fine. As long as I like the taste of it, I'm fine. All right, I'm gonna overlock this edge here. I didn't sew this very straight. I mean, it doesn't look like it. Oh, cool, Shem. I was just saying, I hope you're back soon. I just started sewing the pants together. So the only thing you missed, Shem, was I added these little patches over the batting on the inside. So that's it. Now we're continuing the construction. I think I want to do a stitch here to anchor the side seam and kind of reinforce it. So, but I'm not sure how far down I want to go. I thought I saw that. Oh, it's like to the crotch level. Well, I don't know. Is this, well, yeah, okay. Just seam allowance together and press to the back. Top seam allowance stepping just after the pocket opening. But there's no pocket opening yet. There's no pocket opening yet because I didn't attach this front to this one yet. I guess I can do that. I just was trying to reduce the amount of fabric that I had to deal with here. So we'll do that. I'm going to put this is the center front seam. So the two front pants are going to go together at this long crotch curve. Oh, geez. Oh, see, it's so much. Ooh, that sounds fancy. A Zoju Rushi water boiler. We have a hot water boiler, but is that different? Interesting. Yeah, I'm just an Americano. I just like 2 shots of espresso and hot water, but now I'm doing pour over. So finding a coffee I liked that was like that was harder. I know, Mullen. I'm kind of excited. I didn't drink my second iced coffee, my second coffee, which is the iced coffee today. So I'm going to do that this afternoon when I go home to finish up the SBS, which is pretty much all done. All right, so I'm going to press this seam allowance of the center front rise to my right, which would be the left front. And I'm going to top stitch it. Malin, did you get the expansion pack for these? I know you're probably trying to go to bed soon too. I did. I think it's cool. I just am not in, I didn't end up using any of it because I was like, you know what? I just like the way these look. And I feel like the expansion pack sort of makes these look more like run-of-the-mill overalls, you know? Like, as it gives you hand pockets. So if you just wanted that kind of look, you can get the expansion pack. I sort of confused myself to think that I had, the expansion pack was going to give me all the, like, more outdoorsy type things. I've been trying to spot my serger to cover stitch for an hour. People ask how hard it is, and I'm like, I don't know. Saremy sewing chat takes forever. Oh, cool, Lena. Dang. That's legit. Oh, your cover stitch is coming today. That is exciting. You got the extension, you wanted those pockets. Yeah, I think they're cool too. Yeah, what did you choose, Aisha? All right, so this says to top stitch this, but the pocket opening is like way over here. So it's kind of hard to, we'll just go like this. So somewhere like right here. All right. I mean, I don't know. I'll put it where I want. How's that? Getting bulky. You could do the whole leg too. There's nothing wrong with doing the whole leg. All right, now we're going to put on the other patch. And I'm just going to pin this one up so it's out of the way a little bit. That's why, so you'll see it like this. This is the other one we sewed because it's getting to be a lot to manage. Although, let me look at this. Let's look at them so that we get it in about the right same spot. Oh, the MCS 1700. Okay, so that I have the 1500, so it must be really similar. Yay. There is my chalk, which is pretty faded now. What? Isn't this supposed to be like over further like this? They're the same distance apart, right? Didn't look like it for a second there. I'm going to pin this on here. And I think I'm going to need to step back and look at it. When's your birthday? In November, Shem. It's here, Aisha. Ooh. It's here. She's like, okay, bye. Later. I've got stuff to do. I'm kind of struggling with trying to see if they're seeing the same across like that. So sorry, you can't see the whole thing on the camera. It is pretty big. Right here. Just put a little nip. I just need to cover the patch, but I still want them to be the same going across. Okay, this looks, this is a lot. All right. So we're gonna go, this is the pocket opening, which I still need to top stitch. And remember this piece had that little line on it? Which is this one here. Right here. So there's a little line. So that's the pocket definition. Okay. All right, so we're gonna top stitch our pocket opening since I forgot to do that again. Oh, me too, Aisha. So exciting. I'm so happy for you. But you know, next week our workshop Zooms, right? You can always bring it there and we can troubleshoot anything too. Remove the threads. Swipe the top two threads towards you and cut, and then pull the fabric to the back and left. Oh, I think I've seen that. Yeah, and Anna put some really helpful serger stuff in the machines topic. I wonder if the same person did some cover stitch stuff, so that could be helpful. I haven't been able to look at it, and I actually really want to because I want to see her method for doing the thread finish, you know, at the beginning and end of a seam. So I've been practicing different styles. Yeah, exactly, Aisha. Yeah, definitely. Or you'll be a pro. You never know. All right, so I'm going to start right here, I think. This is the inseam. I'm just going to start sewing it on. Can you guys see anything? That's my knee patch right there. Yeah, I think I would recommend just top stitching the whole out seam if you haven't done so already. If you haven't done that yet. This is why I shouldn't have attached the front. It's just so much more to manage, you know. Pulling on your machine and your needle. I'm going to keep tugging it a little bit like this because this is the side seam right here, and it wants to kind of, you know, like pleat over itself, so you don't want that to happen. You want it to lay nice and flat. Okay, so I'm going to get up here. I really should have started right here. Should have started right there. Night, Sue. Thanks for coming. Oh, thanks, Rachel. I'd love to see that. Yeah. Well, I don't want you to have to do that. Okay, so actually, I'm going to do matching thread for this right here. So I'm going to go back now and do my second parallel row. Like this. All this work and I won't even be able to try them on yet. Add a little threads from the cotton lining of the pocket kind of poking out there. Oh, really, Terry? Well, you know, you could unsubscribe. I did. I got in and I got out. I haven't dealt with the linen I bought. That's why I decided that I had to leave until I dealt with it. I talked a big game, like, I'm going to do a linen coverlet. And every night I go to bed, I'm like, I really wish I had that linen coverlet. Last night I was hot. You can't let him wear those. Oh, no. You can only look at them. This was a dumb place to start my stitching. I'm going to go back to it like this and then continue on. Ugh, this is so hard to keep it nice and flat. Can I get one more stitch? Yeah, we'll just go over. Phew. Really committed when you do the double row, aren't you? All right. And now we're going to do some of the, just the definition of the pocket. Then we just have the center back rise, I think. The other center back inseams. So now we're just constructing. You're turning into a linen house. Oh, Elena, that's how it is. You know, I don't like telling people when they're new to sewing that they will do that, because what's the point of that, right? You know, like that's not productive. But it's true. I still look at things and I'm like, oh. I mean, I can kind of laugh it off now, and I think that's because when you get to a certain skill level, when you know you can do it better, it kind of helps you not be so hard on yourself to be like, oh, I really did a bad job there. I'm rarely really hard on myself anymore about certain things, you know. So, and it's hard. I don't want anyone to be hard on themselves if they're new. Oh, I know, right, Melinda? I mean, the ready-to-wear stuff is just not even that great. Okay. I'm just going to iron a couple of creases so I have a guide. And this one's completely enclosed, so it's a little harder to find it. I should have done the crease before I started sewing. We do have this one to compare to, so I could go like this. And remember, I did 2 rows too. Let's see. I actually did pretty good getting these in about the same spot, so. Yeah, okay. I'll take that. Nice, Elena. Okay. And then we have this one going over here, and it was about 1.5 inches in, so I think I'll just eyeball it. Well, I guess I could just iron it like this. That works. I was gonna like transfer it over. It doesn't matter what direction the wrinkle's going, right? Or the crease. Right? Would a non-sewer notice? Yeah, and then like Malin said, you look at ready to wear and you're like, oh, they didn't care. Where's my wrinkle at? I can't even see it. I think maybe I'll just leave the pins in there. It's too thick this time. That's it right there, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. That's funny, Shim. Okay, we've already switched the thread over. That was nice. So let's sew the bottom here. I need a longer. Need a longer line here. Not the most trustworthy straight edge, is it? But that's why we're not even going to be able to see it, because it's matching thread. All right, Malin. Night. Oh, very cool. Yeah, no worries. Enjoy. That does sound like a great holiday. That was one of the cool things in the Assassin's Creed game, you know, because It took place in, you know, very old England. And there would be different festivals going on in different parts, because at that time there were so many different people there basically trying to, you know, take it over. I'm just gonna, do I want to just go straight up this edge here? No, you know what? I'm gonna go back to where we need that pocket definition. I'm just gonna go up here, right here. And it was always interesting because there's the Vikings. There was some ancient Roman stuff, kind of remnants of that. There were the Saxons, the pagans, and the Norse. You know, there's a lot of people there, all competing for their slice of a pie that didn't belong to them. All right. I'm gonna reinforce this little opening right here. Look how huge it is. I have a feeling I'm gonna have a lot of thoughts about these when I've used them a lot. I think it's great to make a muslin of a garment, but you shouldn't have to. New sewing machine smell. You bought a jacket online and the contrast stitching is all over the place and the checks don't match. Oh my goodness. Yep. You have time, Fiona. Right? It's not cold yet. I mean, it's always chilly there probably, at least for me. Okay, so let's put this other back pant on. So the center back rise. Oh, it's pretty heavy. This is a nice lightweight denim though. I'm glad I chose it. I'll just use this. Well, no, I'm gonna use my top stitch thread. Yeah, happy holidays. So now I'm just basically gonna make the pant. I won't hem them. Usually, you know me, I just hem it, but I won't on the overalls. I think I did shorten them a little though, didn't I? Because I needed the fabric. They're still a little longer than my Sequoia cargos, but oh, it's called Glad Midsummer. Okay, Glad Midsummer. Yeah. You know what's crazy is my husband was in Amsterdam and couldn't find me black licorice. I didn't even think to ask him for it. I never ask him to bring me anything. There's only one time, one thing he goes to that I ask him to bring me something back from. And I never even thought to ask him for licorice. And he told me, because he said, oh, I'm going to the store. Do you want anything? I'm like, I want black licorice, but they haven't had any lately. They only have like Red Vines brand. And I just don't want those, you know? And I don't like the RJ stuff that says, oh, Australian licorice. It does not taste good. It does a disservice to all Australian licorice. It's not good. It's if it's in Australia, it's not the same stuff. So I think I have to place an order. While I'm here, maybe I will do the other, oh my god, this is like so much pant. I'm going to do the other side seam. So now I'm just doing the whole pant while we're sitting here at the serger. Right? I know. It is really weird. Even he was like, this is so strange. He just couldn't find it anywhere or the airport or anything. And I was like, that's so strange because I feel like it's pretty common You know, when I was in Iceland and we would stop at like little places to get gas or go to the restroom or whatever, all of the stops had more black licorice than anything else. There was so much of it that I would ask people to translate it for me. They like their salty stuff there. Nothing like food to motivate one to learn their language. You will, Margit? Thank you. I know, it was really, like I said, I never ask him for it, but Dutch style black licorice is my favorite. And he knows that, so it's really sweet that he told me later. He was like, you know, I looked for licorice for you and I couldn't find any. So. And he was at a few places there, not just Amsterdam. This thread is so much more purple than red, but it actually works really good. Looks nice. I will say that using the gray thread on the inside of my Sequoia cargos, oops, I just bonked that. Look at how it just disappears. It looks so good. I redrew my knees on there today. Yeah, I think so, Fiona. Fiona, the weather where you live is very similar to where I used to live. Yeah, like the average throughout the year is 55 degrees. The variation in temperature was so minimal there that you would feel 5 degrees. I feel like it's very similar to Great Britain in a lot of ways. So, okay, so I just did two a side seam and the rise, right? I just did the rise. So I'm going to top stitch the back rise, and I don't think, can I? Oh yeah, and then I'm going to top stitch some of the side seam, and then I'll do the inseam too. This is the front. Okay, this is the back right here. I'm going to press the center back seam. Remember, here's my back pocket right here, and then this is the back rise. I'm going to press it to my right, which is the left back. And I always give this little spiel. I always press my rise seams the same direction when I'm sewing them, so that mainly when I'm facing it, I'm pushing them to my right. And I'm always doing it with the waist at the top, so it's always the same orientation. I always give this little spiel because it's really great when you line up your inseam. The rise, this seam right here, will be offset from one another. So one will be pressed one way, one will be pressed the other way. And that ensures that. And you don't have to think about it. You just, if you are always consistent with sewing from the top down or the bottom up, whatever it is, as long as you do the same for both, and you press the seam the same direction as you, it will offset. I really like finding things in sewing that I cannot have to figure out every time I sew it. And I think all of you can relate to that, right? So it's like finding those little things where I'm like, oh, I'm sick of remembering which one comes first or whatever, and then I just kind of practice and figure out something. It's the same with this. It's the same with a few things I do. Ooh, I got that a little bit narrow there. Eee. It's a lot of pant. It's not letting me, and the seam allowance is so small that what happens is, look at how wiggly it is. It looks terrible. So when the seam allowance is this small, what happens is my presser foot tries to fall off the edge there, and I'm trying to correct it. So, you know. All right, so I'm going to press this side seam to the back, and we're just going to top stitch it down to the opening of the pocket. This side's really obvious because the pocket opening is in the side seam, so it makes it a little easier. And then you can do a little backy tack if you want. Bar tack. Oh, good, Derry. Let's see. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom of the pocket. I know I was supposed to just go to the opening, but whatever. Whoa. Just chill, Phoenix. Come on. All right. Because the other one on the other side, that's my tacking thread. That's how narrow the seam allowances are. You're seeing when I tacked that pocket there. Let's pull it out. Can we pull it out? Well, I can't see it anymore. Oh well. I'll just have to trim it close. I didn't want it to ever be exposed. All right, let me look at this other side seam. Because that one goes into the pocket, so no one's gonna see how far down you went or didn't go. All right, now we're gonna do the inseam. Shem, are you still here? Your husband loves black licorice too. That's good to know. I like knowing the people who like it. So I recently got a very famous pant fitting book because I just felt like there were some things I wanted to know if they were in there because of some things that have happened recently that you all know about. And it was the Palmer and Pletch pants fitting book. I found a used copy of it and I was reading through it and I love it. I love this book. So it made me really, really thankful that I've had some really good teachers in my past because I felt like the way this person talked, while a little annoying, sounded just like me. And that's probably why it was really annoying to me. It wasn't really annoying to me. I was just like, oh, this is exactly how I am like, just don't worry about it. Just do this. I'm really like simple. And there were a lot of things that I do with my pants fitting. And there were quite a few things I don't do, not because they're bad or anything. I just don't do them that way. But one of the interesting things I wanted to tell you is the men's part is very small, not worth buying the book for men's fitting. And I still am very unclear with the extent of the differences between fitting men's pants and fitting women's pants, right? So I'm actually trying to get a little bit more up on that. But one of the things that I read in that book that I did not, it was the first time I'd seen it ever addressed, was when you have an inseam like this, right? Terry, you might find this interesting too. You know how sometimes between the knees, the back is, I think it's usually smaller than the front and the front is longer, right? And you ease it to, no, it's the Palmer and Pletch Guide to Fitting Pants, I think is what it's called. The famous pants fitting one. Highly recommend this book, you guys. I'm going to put a recommended reading thing in the skill building session on pants fitting for people because there's a few, and people can chime in with their favorites too. I don't have a lot of those books. I have like 2. And I have another one that I bought recently that's really interesting. And it's really cool to see like, okay, some of the things I've come about and learned myself were in there. Some things that I've been taught were in there. You know, it's like, it's all this information, right? And it kind of, you know, you end up coming up with your own little style of doing things. I never really thought I'd be teaching my style of doing it. But the thing I want to tell you about, sorry, that thing where usually the back is smaller than the front length between the knees and you have to ease the back into the front, that is for theoretically men's pants. And she was just like, you don't need that. Get rid of it. And I felt so good reading that because I was like, I've always wondered, and I always mistakenly thought it's always the back side that's the longer side, and that makes more sense to me because, you know, you're going to have to ease the back in because there's a little bit of extra fabric, and we're talking about like a very small amount of easing. It's not a big deal. You can leave it in if you want. but it was there for men's fitting pants, or with, I don't want to get too specific. And I hate talking in like these gender norms, but I just mean that this classic style, that's what it was for. So anyway, I always think it's the back, and I always tell people, isn't it the back that's longer? And I think it's because I think, oh, we're easing it in to give room for the butt. But no, it was the opposite, and it was to give room for the front. So that's one little thing I thought was really interesting that I learned. And I've looked into that, and all I ever find is just regurgitated information that people really don't know what they're talking about. Someone else will know, but a lot of the people that have all this really amazing knowledge, that is not getting recorded digitally. It's all these other people that don't know really, and they're just assuming they know, and writing blogs and doing courses and classes and stuff like that, based on other people's knowledge. But these other people, these like veterans of the sewing world, their knowledge isn't getting recorded digitally, so it's not like you can search for it on the internet really easily and find out the truth behind why we actually do it. And it's why sometimes I don't say why we do something, because I don't find any information that is very concretely saying this is where this comes from and this is why it's like this. I just see people copying and pasting the exact same line and just rearranging a couple words to make it look like they wrote it themselves. It's so obvious when people do that. I don't know why people do that. Just say you don't know and move on. Just say you don't know and you'd like to know, and maybe someday you will know, and move on. Don't try and write someone else's Wikipedia entry, you know? So, anywho, I thought you'd find that interesting, yeah. The men's section was kind of laughable. I'll have to tell you what it said, or at the next workshop or something. It wasn't laughable in that it was bad information. It was just more like, well, this isn't the guy's fitting book. And I will say, if for all of you right now searching for this book to buy it, I got mine from Thrift Books. I buy used books from them. I just want to warn you that a lot of the language in there is definitely not current, politically correct language, because there's a lot of, well, if you need to slim down, you could do exercises at your ironing board. That kind of talk. You know, and you know, if you're wearing pantyhose, just so you know, okay? But the knowledge of fitting pants is amazing. It's the best I've seen in a book. And for people saying that certain methods aren't taken from that method, they are laughable for not believing that. Yeah, they did, Aisha. You do squats while ironing? That sounds dangerous. Oh gosh, that's really uneven right there. Yeah, and she's like, oh, if you have a point right here, just trim it off. And it's true, like, you can't really, like, we're not pointed there. She writes a funny comment, like, it's probably the most risque thing. She's like, no comment, where you see the crotch point go like this. She's like, just trim that off. She goes, why it's there? Well, no comment. It's a cute book in the way it's, you know, the way they chat. My sewing, the straightness of my stitching on this seam is dreadful. It's embarrassing. Terry. Oh yeah, you gotta frame that on the wall. Okay, so to top stitch the inseam or not to. We put these together in the weirdest order. Let's see how they're looking though. Should we put them on my new pant form? Because we can. I can't touch the bar yet. Let's see. It's not easy getting pants on and off her. She won't shimmy shimmy Cocoa Pop for me, you know? And she also has too flat of a stomach still. I've still got to pat it. This is hard. It's so grabby. Okay. That, I think that's high enough. Let's see. Maybe not. I don't have any pins here yet. Who's got a dress form for pants? This gal. That's why you never get to the sewing, Margie. You're too busy getting ready. Oh, they can go up further. Urgh. I think that's my only thing I'm noticing is that it's really tight in here, like spacing wise in the crotch. So it is a little hard to get your clothes on there. Cookbooks to the turn of my hat. Is that the meme that's been going around? Which one's that, Aisha? All right, this looks pretty good. Here's my pocket. It's so big though. Like this one's really small right here, the opening, and I think that you could, like what if you, and maybe this is in the instructions and I didn't catch it, but you could maybe stitch your pocket opening the same size as the other right here, and then you'd have like a tool belt, and maybe that's what it says to do. Like right now I could put a pin right here, and I could put you know, like garden tools right here if I just stitch down. So I'll probably do that. So, yay. That was kind of epic. So now we have the bib and the hardware and the elastic casing. Oh, I meant to ask Mullen if, oh really? Oh, that's funny. Oh, maybe it is. Terry's a meme maker in her spare time. So I kind of wanted to ask Mullen, is the casing of these, does the bib go onto the pant? Or how? How is the casing made, I'm wondering, you know? Let's see. Pin the pocket. Okay, then, okay. Turn the bib inside out. Place the pants inside of the bib, the right side's. Pin and sew with a 3 centimeter seam allowance. So that's like 1 1/8. Trim, or more like 1 1/4. Trim the seam allowance of the bib to 5 millimeters of the bib only. Okay, place a small square. Okay. Okay, so the fabric is on the, you're using part of the pant, top of the pant to make the casing. That's what I want to know. Okay, so we're going to put in eyelets, make straps with Velcro, bib pocket, bib facing, casing for the drawstring. Lots of stuff to do. Lots of stuff to do. And then let's see, here's my, I've got my, labels kind of staged. Well, we're good now. What happened to the bib pocket? That funky little thing. Where did it go? Well, I'll have to find it later. Oh, here it is, right here. Cool. Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks for all your help figuring out the patch. I'm happy with this, how that came out. And what we did with the knees. I just realized my ankle's still turned up inside there. Oh, really, Aisha? That's funny. Well, now it's your turn to post it in the guild, or maybe Terry's. It's a sewing community's rite of passage, but probably offensive too. Imagine. Oh, okay, so for the complete opposite, you guys are going to love this, the complete opposite in the Palmer and Pletch pants fitting book. They say to sew your pants in your underwear. It's like one of their like breakout quick tips. We like to sew our pants in our underwear, so we're ready to try them on. I was like, this is my kind of tip. I have done that so many times, been just sewing half naked because I just want to put the clothes on, you know? So that's the opposite. And that was like written in what, the 80s or something? So we made progress. All right. Well, thanks for coming, you guys. Have a great Friday. Some of you folks will be at the Ask a Sew question show tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and Pacific. But I'll be finishing these on Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific. Same time, same place. And thanks for all your help today. I really appreciate it. Have a good one and happy sewing. Happy rest of your week, too. I know it's almost Friday, so bye.